What's going on, guys? It's Whirlwind Games here. We're back with Creighton content, and who do we have here?
Got Tim.
Tim the man. So Tim's been on Blue Eyes for a hot minute.
Since 2016.
Since 2016. Let's set the record straight. But yeah, what's your thoughts about the deck so far?
There's a lot of different variants, and I have been agonizing over which variant to play. But I think the one I've settled on for the time being is Buster Blader.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get right into it.
Yeah. So, we gotta get this out of here. This is
oh man,
worthless.
Ooh, whoa, worthless,
Yeah,
worthless.
nobody
whoa,
plays this.
whoa,
Nobody
whoa.
plays this. So, again, we're doing the Buster Blader variant. Had pretty good matchups. Standard pretty much for any Blue Eyes deck right now. Double Blue Eyes, one Jet, triple Sage.
Yo, there's new ulti shade.
Got the new
Oh my
ultis.
gosh.
Triple Maiden. Yeah, all the, I mean, shoot, Blue Eye stuff, I don't think these ratios are going to change anytime soon. I actually have a thought about ratios here in a minute once I'm done with this. Triple Wishes, obviously. I mean, dude, like, Sage, Maiden, Wishes, broken. I mean, it's, you open up any of those, you're cooking. One Mausoleum, like the one-ofs, Mausoleum, Roar, Ultimate Fusion, True Light, and then Majesty. Pretty standard. I toyed with bumping up Roar to 2 just because, like, when they pop your True Light with Ghost Ogre, because Ghost Ogre's huge right now, being able to have the Roar if you haven't used your Maiden yet to recur is kind of nice. If they nuke your Spirit and with a Imperm or a Veiler or what have you, and you just can't get another Blue Eyes in. That Roar, second Roar would be really nice, but I'm not sure yet. Might test that later, but we'll see. So that's it for the Blue Eyes portion of it. Next, the Buster Blader stuff. Triple Whelp. Whelps, I mean, that's one card Buster Lock. If your opponent sees this coming and they know what the Buster Lock does, this is excellent Ash Imperm bait. And then you just go into your Blue Eyes combos. I debated on cutting it down to 1 just because it's searchable, but opening up is just too strong. Let us know what you guys think about that. I toyed with it just so I can make room for some other stuff. But yeah, Triple Whelp. 1 Buster Blader. I mean, gotta have it. 1 Memories, 1 Prologue, and then 1 of the extra deck lock. I thought about cutting this because you got to extend pretty hard to get into the extra deck lock, having to summon the Link 2 to pitch it out if you don't open the stupid thing, so you can pitch it off like Wishes or something. Thought about cutting it out, but it did come up a couple times. Locking them out of the extra deck is really strong. Now here's some spice. So that's the Buster engine.
We like spice.
Here's some spice. Double E-Telly.
Okay.
What psychics are we playing? Obviously, you'll see in the hand traps, Ghost Ogre, best hand trap. We'll go over that again. But, I mean, we're running Dimensional Allotrope Varus.
Oh, okay.
This guy, I mean, you E-Telly him out, declare Light Dragon or whatever you want. Light Dragon, you can go into your Spirit Dragon off of him without having to burn your normal summon, or what's come up before, E-Telly him out, and then go into Relinquished Anima and steal your opponent's monster, threaten the Imperm or whatever right from the get-go if you're going second. It's pretty nuts. Also, if you open up if you get like a Blue Eyes and one of your level 1 tuners on board, you can E-Telly the Ghost Ogre out and make Ultimate Spirit Dragon properly, which has come up. And then that's it for like the engine. Hand traps and just non-engine. Double Thrust and Talents. Thrust searches the Prologue, so if you get ashed, you can get your Prologue without having to use the Whelp. If they ash your Whelp, Thrust, get the Prologue. Also, you can get into your starters like Wishes or whatever, or it can get you Thrust, or Talents, because Talents is, drawing 2 is good, and stealing monsters is even better. Double Veiler.
Okay.
He's searchable.
Fair. Very fair.
I hate choking on him. I hate seeing him, like, if I'm drawing for turn and I see him on my turn, I hate this guy. Sure, I can normal summon him and go into go into Spirit if need be, but he nets me nothing. And when I'm playing Varus and Protector Whelp, I feel like those cards serve the same purpose, and I don't choke on it nearly as much. I still saw Valor a lot at 2.
Just glued to your hand, man. That light spellcaster just glued to your hand.
Let me tell you what isn't glued to my hand. I saw Ashe like never. I saw Ashe in like 1 match at the feature table, and that is it. But what is glued to my hand is the best hand trap. This is the best hand trap in the format. I mean, you're popping True Light, you're popping True Light, you're popping Spirit Dragon, you're popping. I mean, in the mirror, you're Rise. It's good in Rise. You'll get hit any field spell you want. And Konami's starting to print a lot more continuous spells and things of that nature. You're hitting that stuff. So, like I said, Ghost Ogre, this guy rocks. Plus, again, Italy.
So here's my theory on why your Ash Blossoms here. You're not seeing your Ash Blossoms. Are you ready for my theory?
I'm playing the wrong art.
Yeah, they're the feed Ash. They're the feed Ash.
Yeah. I'm playing the wrong art.
That's fair.
I sold out when we opened the shop. I sold off all my good Ashes. And these are the only ones I had left
Gotcha.
over.
Very fair.
It's either play these or play mismatch rarities.
Oh no, we don't want that. We don't want that.
What's the thought? Comment down below. Are you playing triple feed Ash? Or are you playing mismatched original rarities? Yeah. One Call by the Grave. If this were at 3, this would be the best hand trap in the game because you can hit anything you want. I barely even use this on Ash, or like if my opponent's trying to stop me, I'd rather set it face down and like nuke someone's maiden or their Eclipse Twins or something, because it's much more devastating against my opponent than it is against to save myself. And lastly, triple Imperm.
Gotta have it.
I mean,
Such a good hand trap.
Yeah.
It's an actual hand trap. It's a hand that's trapped.
It's a hand, it's a trap. Your opponent can't thrust off of it, your opponent can't talents off of it because she's not a monster. So that's it for the main deck.
All right, so what was your main deck count, and is there anything that you think you want to test out moving forward with your deck?
Oh my god. I think I'm at 42 or 43. So if I could change it, so okay. I said I was gonna talk about this. Double Blue Eyes. She's a brick. However, if I had a nickel for every time I sat and thought about the fact that, I still have a fusion monster in my extra deck, or if I ran an extra fusion monster, or if I'm going second and I've got Neo Ultimate sitting in the extra deck, and I had a way to mill 3 of these guys or get the alternative on board, it could have bailed me out if I had Roar in the Graveyard or something like that, and I could have went into it. I've thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. I'm not sure. I think 2's correct. I've drawn 2 on my opening hand. I've drawn both of them, which sucks really bad. But that's really the only thing that between that and the double Valor.
Yeah.
Or running the I can't remember what the other thing I was talking about earlier was.
Yeah.
But I mean, triple Blue Eyes, or at least running alternative. But I'm not sure exactly how I want to do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Extra deck.
Let's talk about the extra deck here.
I mean, I don't think there's anything too spicy in here. I don't know. One Spirit. I don't know where I would cut. I would love to see a second one of these, just because where this isn't the pure version where I'm like fusion summoning more than once or summoning Magi. You had to shuffle this guy back off of like trying to shuffle this stuff back. I kind of want to see 2 of them. Anima. Like I said earlier, he's good going, if you have to go second or you're trying to clear a board, Italy out of Varus, and make Anima and make your opponent deal with it, because if they don't deal with that, then whatever. Spheres, pretty standard. Who doesn't love removing a card and summoning something? Protector Whelp. This is the guy I would cut if I cut the... Oh, that's what I was thinking about. If I cut the extra deck Lockbuster Blader monster, then I'm cutting Protector Whelp as well. So that would set that up. Still not sure about that though. So here we go. We're toying with double. I cut the third one. I never needed the third one. In the pure variant, I wanted to see a third one all the time, but I'm rarely going into it. I could shuffle one back if I'm summoning like Ultimate Fusing a Tyrant Dragon. Shuffle one on back. Because I cut for this guy.
Yeah.
he never came up these two tournaments, but he saves your bacon against Rising.
Yeah, I do like how Azura's can just basically just protect itself in like anything really.
Yeah, I mean, protect from destruction, especially with this guy. He protects everything on board from destruction. And there's a lot of board wipers. I will say the one thing, it's like True Light. People popping my stupid True Light. If I could get ahead of that and get this guy on board, if there's a way to project when your opponent's going to pop your True Light on their turn and Spear Dragon into Azure Eyes before that, but that's hard to do. Honestly, keeping this guy on board when they pop your True Light, negate it, and then go into, this guy.
Yep, Spirit
He's big. He's an Ami. What's more to say about it? He floats. Gotta have him. Buster Dragon for the lock. Light Storm for the back row. This guy came up a handful of times. The one matchup I could have used him the most, I never summoned him. I went up against Apophis, the new Apophis cards. Set 5 and pass on me. Did not summon him out because those cards are kind of ignorant. He was popping my main monster zones and negating things left and right, so I couldn't really get him out. All right, here's for some divisive stuff. These guys never got used. I messed up here. I'm either cutting them or I'm putting Synchro Rumble in my main deck. If I cut the Buster Lock guy, then I'm putting Synchro Rumble in. This did come up, where if I could have summoned him, I could have sealed a game that I couldn't. I got nibbed, and I had to E-Telly. E-Tellied out the Varus, and I could have went into this guy, Synchro Rumble, bring out a thing, and I had Roar still. So I could have roared out, and then Synchro Rumbled one of my Sages that were in the graveyard, and went into Crimson Dragon, and then Spirit Dragon into Ultimate Spirit, and then obviously get this guy out. Couldn't do it because I wasn't running Synchro Rumble. It's good to play Brown Nib with. So should have cut these guys for this tournament. Did not realize I didn't have the Synchro Rumble. Fusion monsters. Protection. Deceptive. Up until recently, Blue Eyes players are not playing this card. Hindsight, I don't know why. Getting to reset your Imperm, your True Light, resetting Imperm is too strong. And your opponent has to deal with this guy. He's too big. And then obviously the targeting negate. Too good. Too good. Buster Locking.
Very fair. Very fair.
Dragons can't activate. Some of this guy gets a branded player and watch what happens.
All right, let's get into that side deck.
Side deck, obvious stuff. Nib, Ryviel, Malice, never came up. Lancia, Sanctum, Malice. Cited it twice, never saw it.
Fair. That's usually how it goes.
Ghost Bell.
Okay.
Mirror, Broken, Ryziel. Broken. Cited it in twice, never saw it.
Fair. Okay.
This guy, though, stole some matches.
Oh, yeah. Dimensional Barrier. It's easy still.
D-Barrier. We love him. D-Barrier I called Synchro with my own Synchro monsters on the field.
That's hilarious.
I'd rather shut my opponent down than keep myself operational. And then 2 clearing. Never saw it. Cited it in once and saw it.
Yo, is this the Switch promo? This is the Switch promo. Look at that. Ooh, look at that.
Did not buy the game. Coworker of mine, he bought the game from a local game shop and texted me and said, "Hey, you like shiny cardboard? Come buy this off me." And I went and bought it. So,
all right. So, what were some of your matchups that you kind of played in this locals?
I played 2 tournaments. Went undefeated in both, 9-0. Played Ryziel Mitsurugi game 1. I honestly, that game, I was on the receiving end of my opponent breaking himself to death. Also some well-placed imperms. Buster Locking is pretty strong too, so you love the Buster Lock. The hardest matchup I had was White Forest Azamina. Saint Azamina's a card. I had issues dealing with that, but we ended up going into time, and I was able to grind that one out with this guy does piercing damage. So summon him out, pierce into something that they've got, call it a game. The other things I played against Kashira Stun, Lightstorm Dragon helped me out in that one, clearing the back row and then getting the reset of wishes off of them popping him with some stupid stuff. Also went against Orcust. What was it?
Orcust Taurus.
Orcust? Horus?
Azamina, something like
Azamina?
that. Yeah, it's crazy.
I had no idea what... Okay, so I've been out of the game for a while. I watch these tournaments a lot, but I never really ask questions as what's doing what. I don't remember when Orcust was relevant. I wasn't playing. Horus stuff I never paid attention to, and Azamina stuff is stupid.
Very fair.
Was doing that match, shotgunning everything I could, summoning anything I could, and stumbled into winning that one.
Oh my gosh.
I had no business winning that match.
Hey, sometimes you just trip into a win.
I opened up busted. Honestly,
that's fair.
I could not have skilled. There was no skilling my way through that match. I opened up really good during those matches. Now what I did luck into, the one that I lucked into because of my opponent was what was Goose playing?
Malice.
Yep. He bricked.
That's tough. Hate to hear it.
Game 2, he opened unplayable. He couldn't activate a single card he passed to me, and he didn't even set a card.
GG's.
Yep. But I didn't have to do anything against Malice. I didn't see the Lancias either game either. So, well, game 2 I didn't see the Lancias, but it didn't matter because he bricked.
Right.
My final match was the new Apophis stuff. That stuff's ignorant. I'm still not sure exactly what I was supposed to do against that deck. I sided in game 2 and 3. I ended up keeping the deck pure. I didn't side in anything against him because I just wasn't sure. Was it summoning out of the graveyard? I didn't see it, but I also wasn't sure what he was doing because it was a lot of traps, summoning themselves out as monsters. The one thing I noticed against that, turning them on to dragons apparently sucks for him. I didn't ask why, but after the fact, I should have asked why turning him into dragons, because he was coming out and he was imperming. Let me get these 2 cards out. I would have these 2 guys out, and he was more worried about dealing with this than he was this. I'm not sure why not having them dragons was a big deal. Also found out the one Malice game that we got into the grind game with, turns out turning your opponent's cards into dragons is more effective than locking them out. You can summon this guy and not even resolve summoning this, and it shuts down Malice because they can't summon any other cyber stuff. But other than that, I mean, I ended up with playing against an Onomatopoeia deck, or no, it wasn't Onomatopoeia, it was Utopia.
Okay.
Some guys summoning Utopia, that really wasn't a problem. D-Barrier, Colixies.
Yeah.
D-Barrier came up huge in a handful of games. But outside of that, man, I mean, just had a lot of fun for 9 rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's awesome to hear.
Had a couple really hard matches, but more. I mean, it was establish the Buster Lock. Your opponent has to deal with Buster Blader and all that. They're expending their resources stopping that, and then you've still got the Blue Eye stuff. If you got Spirit Dragon and Majesty in the back row, you're cruising.
Gotcha. Well, any shout-outs or any closing remarks?
Shout out to Whirlwind Games, best locals in the Tri-State.
Best locals in the Tri-State. Best locals in the world.
Yeah, man, if you can afford to play the physical card game, this is where you want to go, man. You know, get off your dueling simulators and come down. we play hard here.
All right, well, we appreciate you, Tim, and
also shout out to this cute boy behind the camera, Trey.
Oh wow, thank you. Oh my gosh, wow, I'm blushing. You can't see it, but I'm blushing. But congrats, Tim. Looking forward to more success from you, and yeah, well, peace out.
Peace out.